All right, guys, Shotty T here. We got another video. We were about to go on a little mini vacation, so won't be as many videos being posted. So might try to record a couple of videos today and just kind of have them go out in a schedule. But the first one that we're definitely gonna do today, cause there's no guarantee I'm gonna get another one out before I leave, are the faction wars. The faction wars, they haven't started yet, but the faction groupings have been decided, the names and all that. Um, so you got the Scarlet Legion, that's the cat team, and then the dog team is the Golden Tribe. So we're 255, and in our grouping, yes, you do see it there. 249 is in our grouping. All right, wanted to do one quick insert in this video to let you guys aware of the um, rewards you got for being in a faction. So there's like a message. So I haven't looked at it yet. So this is basically just a sticker that you can use in the chat, and I've seen plenty of people use that. But you also get this for being, this is like a gift from 257, from 233, and from 249. So get a little speed ups, and don't forget, make sure that you are liking those cats in different servers. I think I haven't visited 258 yet, so um, make sure when you're looking at those servers that you're liking those cats. Matter of fact, I'm gonna go ahead and go here now to get your free speed ups. You get 10 free likes a day. So I'm pretty sure the main alliance in this server is over here. That's one of the main. So any cats, just like them and uh, collect your speed ups. I'll do the rest of this off camera. Now back to the video. So unfortunately, this season, at least this part of the season, we're not going to be fighting against 249, which I would have loved to have happened given what turmoil that this 1B alliance put us through. And the ironic thing is, most of the people that were from 249 that migrated from 249 to a different server are both on this side. Now, obviously, we do have a bigger grouping of folks from 249. They're in a totally different grouping. I think a lot of them went to 251. But half of the alliance that I was in went to 233, and the other half went to 255, along with some other alliances from 255. Went 249 went to 255. So we're gonna all be one big happy family. But the good news is that we will be on the side of the strongest hero, the strongest profile, and that is Eugene of Eternal. So that's the one plus that we have, is that we got this person on our side. So 462 million power. Now 235, they got some bangers. They got a guy that was actually going to be a part of potentially our grouping. If 249 had their stuff together, we probably would have recruited this guy to come to our server. Swipe. So they got some thump, but they're all in one alliance. Like it's a very top heavy server. So 17 billion. So they might have the strongest overall pound for pound alliance, maybe, but they don't have the strongest individual. So just kind of scoping out who we're going against. And then 258, they're a pretty solid server as well. Well, they're not solid as well. You can see the difference between 258 and 235. They got 10. They got 9 servers, almost 10 million or higher. 9 alliances, nearly 10 million or higher. So, and actually, some of these people I recognize actually helped us out when we were in 249 with the Spice War, with the Rare Sword Wars in season 2. So So we'll be going against them this time. But again, I like where we are. It probably is pretty balanced because if you look how dominant 240, 258 is top to bottom, 257 is the same as well. Just looking at it here, again, they 9 people around 10 million or higher, and you got the strongest person between both groups. And then our server, just to kind of let you know where we are as a server, um, we're not that shabby. I mean, we're not. We're probably like the third strongest of the bunch. And we're number 4 in our server. So yeah, so we got some solid people too. And then I think we're number 2 in Spice Wars currently. And then I think 256, just scoping them out. Just gonna scope out the competition. So yeah, they got 7 people around 9 million or higher. So they're kind of middle of the pack. So we're slightly better than them. And then the last one is 246. I believe they're kind of low on the totem pole over here, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, so they're the lowest one. So yeah, so that we got that there. And then I think of course, the lowest one of our totem pole is 249 by far. I think, yeah, I think one to be what they did is they kind of dismantled some people in their alliance and formed this RMKB group because that wasn't there when I was there. Because it is a Korean based alliance that's newly formed, and they have a lot of, yeah, so they're top heavy. So a lot of their 1V factions went here, maybe for strategic purpose. Maybe they probably got tired of the mess and left. Wish that would have happened while we were there, but here we are. So what is the strategy? All right, so because trade is going to start off next week, I'm going to be out of town. I'm probably going to participate in it. Well, I am going to participate in it while I'm out of town, but doing a video on it and editing and all that takes time. So just to kind of give you a brief rundown of the schedule and the rules. All right, so when the event begins, 2 faction leaders will be chosen by the combined power of the war zones, which it was already determined 235 and 257 were going to be on opposite sides. So that was predetermined. The faction leaders will decide the division of the 2 factions by a coin toss. Once the war zone, Golden Tribe will join the Scarlet Legion. After they select their factions, the president of the war zones can choose their faction during the selection stage. Each faction will trigger a cooldown. If desired faction is already full, the president can use a force join to add orders of the war zone. So this is all the stuff that has just happened. They're divided in the Golden Tribe, 4. We just talked about that. During the selection stage, Warzone faction choice will remain hidden. Of course, we didn't know until yesterday that we were going to be with 249. And then the subsequent Spice Wars, alliances from different factions can declare war on each other, and that's going to start next week to compete for spices, hence Spice Wars. If multiple alliances declare war on the same alliance, then the defending side can invite other alliance from the same faction. So this is where the group teamwork comes to play, that have not been declared war on to assist during defense during a specific time phase. So basically you'll have some alliances, and this is where that's why you scout the competition, because where you currently rank in your Spice Wars, you're going to be grouped accordingly, and then people that are in your same grouping will have a chance to target you. Oh, I want to face this alliance on the off. Like if I'm on offense, I get to choose who I'm going against, and it'll be ranged by spice ranking within your tier. But if you want to give yourself a better chance to win, you try to target an alliance that you can beat. But you got to keep in mind, other people might try to target that same alliance. So that's why sometimes you got to be careful when you're trying to team up on another alliance, because they might seek help of someone that's stronger than you on offense. So and you can be successful on defense. So ideally you want it to be one-on-one, but sometimes it might be a situation where people don't get targeted. So as far as that goes, the president can choose to reveal identity, making Warzone information public early, blah, blah, blah. It's already there. All right, after the event begins, commanders can teleport freely across 8 war zones within the same season group. And that started this week. I did talk about that in the video earlier this week. that we can kind of teleport between war zones, because it's going to be a lot of moving and shaking over the next several weeks. So it makes sense to be able to teleport for free. So anytime you got basic stuff to do within your alliance, whether you're going to take over another city, another dig, shouldn't be any of that stuff going on anymore. Whatever digs and cities are there that are not captured yet. Of course, there's still the capital to capture. Everything else should just stay where it is. There shouldn't be any server issues about territories anymore, because the most important thing right now is the spice. You need troops. You need to be together. So this is where unity makes sense. So these are going to be the rounds. It's going to be 8 rounds. You're going to have 4 times on offense. We see that cross swords, and then you have 4 times on defense, which is the shield. I think the schedule that I saw is that it's going to be on Wednesdays and Saturdays in the morning for me. I think 9 a.m. Eastern. Somewhere in between this, the time zone will change. The clocks will go forward. So it'll be 10 o'clock in the morning on Wednesday and Saturday. I think it might be starting around maybe around 4 maybe. It'll be in that different time difference. I believe, if I'm doing my math correctly, it might be round 3. The first 2 rounds for sure is going to be in this current time, but some of you guys in the world may not observe daylight saving. So that is where it goes, and your faction ranking will be determined. Obviously, right now we have more total spice. As if it ended right now, our faction has the most spice, because again we got powerful servers. So this is the rewards that are up for grabs. If you win, you're number 1. So it's good. It's great rewards regardless, but it's a big difference between number 1 and number 2. You get 30 of these Overlord chests, which is awesome. There's a lot of good stuff in there. You need that for your gorilla, wherever your gorilla name is. Good opportunity to get them to level 100 if you haven't got them there yet. And then you got 80 honor points versus 40. The resource chest difference isn't much, but you get 20 universal shards versus 10. Seasoned merit medals, which is a lot of good stuff in that store. 300 versus 200. So the main things that are obviously of value that you can see are the Overlord supply chests, the universal weapons, and the honor points, because they're double between 1 and 2. So as you win, if you're on offense, there's a different strategy, and there'll probably be a separate video for that. And same thing about defense. More than likely, it'll probably be when I get back. I'm targeting next Saturday maybe, or when I get, because I'll be back Thursday. So I'll probably do a video about strategy when I get back. And then when it comes to when you win and lose those Spice Wars, if you're successful on defense, you don't drop at all. So defense is not an opportunity to move up and down the standings. It's when you're on offense, because if you take someone else's alliance center, or if you destroy it, basically you take away some spice, and that spice helps you on the leaderboard with the alliance part of it. So right now we're number 28 in spices, and if the season ended today, we would be in 21 through 50, which is, again, that's our realistic goal, because how we were able to get to this point, it kind of gives you an idea where you're probably going to stand when the spice wars and all said and done. So if you kind of overachieved on your spice accumulation the first few weeks, if you were being too greedy, grabbing too many territories when you probably shouldn't be getting it, the Spice Wars will definitely humble you as an alliance. So I think we fairly got our share of territories where this is probably where we're going to end up. So, but if there's a chance, though, if we can finish in the top 20, the rewards are slightly better if we can get in the top 20. So we're happy to be here, but if we can get there, that would be realistic. Being in the top 10, that's for the super alliances that you guys saw. You saw how many alliances that were higher rated than us. So if we can get to the top 20 between all the groupings, that'll be awesome. But realistically, we'll probably end up in this area. So it's very important for alliance rewards and server rewards. We're number 2 in the entire server for spices, and as you can see, the alliance the server that we're partnered with, they're number 1 by far. So you got 1 and 2, the top 2, and 1, 2, 5, and of course 8 versus 3, 4, 6, and 7. So yeah, so on paper we should win the faction war. So I'm excited about this though. So what do you guys think about those Spice Wars? Kind of similar. If you're in season 2 right now, going through the Rare Soil Wars, it's the exact same thing. There are going to be some other nuances that'll be slightly different when it comes to strategy. That's different from season 3, which again I'll talk about in a different video. But I'm looking forward to it. This is what the crux of this season is all about. So make sure you share this video, get it out there. There are going to be more videos to come. There's probably going to be at least 2 other videos when it comes to these Spice Wars. But that'll do it, guys. Like, share, comment, subscribe, hit that bell notification, and I'll talk to you later.